Okay, where am I at with this battery? Let's see. 98%, almost all the way charged. That's good. Okay. Hello, adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. I'm starting off this video kind of at the end of the day. Today's been a wild day, let me tell you. It's been a real wild day. I went out and did a bunch of adventuring, which you've seen on other episodes, and then it started to rain. So I decided to come to Starbucks and work a little bit, and I drove through this beautiful bridge area to get here. I found a Starbucks that's pretty close to a place that I'm staying. So I thought, okay, let me go and work. So I went and worked and got a bunch done, but oh my goodness, I'm just wiped out now. So I think I'm gonna take myself to camp. I was originally gonna go to Planet Fitness and do a shower and all of that, but I think I'm gonna do that in the morning because I'm tired. I'm super, super tired. I have no idea what I'm gonna have for dinner. I have no idea if I'm gonna continue working because I'm not where I wanna be. I have like several projects that are kind of going on behind the scenes that I'm working on, including the channel, of course, but oh man, I might even just take myself over to this little Dollar Tree real quick and pick up something I can throw in my Hot Logic or my Road Pro. In fact, that actually sounds pretty good. Let's go do that. Okay guys, I don't think this one has frozen stuff, so I may have to go to a different store, but I'm gonna look to see if there's anything. I just need something easy, super, super easy. I'm tired. So let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go next door. There's a grocery store next door though, so it's okay. That's kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. I'll literally just walk over here, grab something out of the frozen section that'll fit in my Road Pro, and then we'll pop it in there and I'll passively heat it while I'm setting up for the night. I am tired. I've said that, but I'm genuinely tired. Today I walked, I did my little hot girl walk. I did about a mile and a half this morning, and then I went to another park and did another mile and a half, so about 3 miles. Not that big of a deal, but I've just been going nonstop, burning the candle at both ends. But we're here. I believe this is called Cub Foods. Yeah. Okay, what are we gonna find here? Let's find something easy. This looks like the wrong section. Definitely not that section because that's all ice cream. This section might work. I'm gonna go see if they have any like deli meals though. That'd be great. At the same time, the door situation here was really weird. Okay, we have some chicken fried rice, some sesame orange, some tater tot hot dish. Should I get the tater tot hot dish since I am in Minnesota? Maybe. What else do we have though? Potatoes, crab cakes. What are these? Okay, interesting. Chicken tender bowl. That looks like mashed potatoes with chicken tenders and corn. That actually looks decent. And then we get into like the just regular like meat ones. Okay. Okay, we have these. Those are just sides more than anything. Sadly, in this section, they don't have anything that has like more veggies in it that's like a heat and eat meal though, unless there's something in one of these. So I may just have to get one of those if I want something, which is fine. I just, again, something easy. Yeah, I think that's what it's looking like. It is what it is. I could either do that or I can go to the frozen food section and just grab something out of there, which may be a better deal, I don't know. I'm just hungry at this point. So the frozen's gonna be super stiff. It's gonna take longer. That's the only reason I'm anti doing that. So I think I'll get one of these little easy ones. The variety's not my favorite. Okay, what's gonna be best? I don't love spaghetti and meatballs reheated. It's just weird in these containers. It never holds the flavor. Pulled pork with corn, rice, and beans. I don't know. What's this one? Veggie chow mein. No. Okay, so we're probably gonna get one of these. Okay, I think I'm most leaning toward this, and then I'll just put it into the Hot Logic and let it heat up for about an hour because it's already in the right kind of container for the Hot Logic. But before I fully commit, I am gonna go down the frozen section just to make sure because, you know, I might find something better. I don't know, we'll see. Ooh, they also have these, let's see. These don't have anything with them, they're just the chicken. I think it's a better deal if I get what I'm getting. Okay, never mind. Okay, got my dinner. So now I just have to get out the Hot Logic before we take off. The sun is bright. It hurts my eyes, but we're okay. I'm only about 5 minutes away from where I'm gonna go, so it's not gonna get completely cooked by the time I get there, and that's fine. But it'll start, and that's the key, is getting it started. Okay, it fits in there perfectly. It's the same kind of material as my normal container, so this should work. I'm just gonna make sure I kind of shift it into place better, and then I'll plug it in. And while I was in there, I looked to see if they had a water fill station, and they did not. So I'm not finding a ton of water fill stations lately. Okay, it's on, it's heating, it's going, and now we can move on. Which means I'm going to have dinner without a whole lot of thought and a whole lot of prep. I can eat it right out of the container, and I'll probably have leftovers, which means tomorrow I'll already have dinner, which is really good because tomorrow's supposed to be potentially some weird weather, and that always kind of puts me in a weird thing where I have to figure out, okay, well, what are we doing? But we'll have something in tomorrow that goes right. I mean, that's pretty over there. There's a little pond, even though we're just driving, that's all. Most of the places that I've been seeing are really nice because they have so many lakes here, so it's been cool. Okay, I'm gonna get to my little stop for the night, which is a Cracker Barrel, at a good time because it's gonna be later in the afternoon, evening. And after I get there, I need to put up my window covers, but I also need to call my parents because they called me and I was in the process of hustling because I knew that they were gonna close soon. So I had to get finished with the last thing I was working on. And I don't like to be in like hustle mentality, but at the same time, it's necessary sometimes, so. Okay, interesting turn of events this evening. I was about to make it to the Cracker Barrel and I called my parents because, again, I needed to call them back. And they were asking me if I want to meet them in Branson. I'm currently in just south of Minneapolis. They don't want to meet me until Monday. It is currently, I think, Wednesday. I need to check my calendar on that. Days run together. So that would give me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days to get to Branson. It's only like 9.5 hours to get there if I were to straight drive it, which is pretty normal for me to straight drive. But I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, so I could logically do that. There's a few reasons why I'm kind of considering this. Number one, the air quality here because of the Canadian fires is getting to the warning levels. It was at 120 today. So when I pulled up my map, I noticed that it was heavier in the air already, which is part of the reason why I'm just, I think, struggling a bit. I'm in a more sensitive group because, as many of you guys know, I have long COVID. My lungs are doing so much better and I'm being super active, but at the same time, when the air quality is not great, sometimes I feel it a bit more. When I was in Idaho last year, same thing. I was kind of debating on if I was gonna go north because the further north I get, the worse the air quality gets. It is also supposed to rain, but that doesn't seem to be tampering down the air quality situation for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So I was debating if I should go like to North Dakota because I would really like to check that off my bucket list and go there, but same problem, the air quality. So I thought about going maybe over toward lower Wisconsin again. And the more that I sat there and thought about it, the more I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do. So today, while I was working, I was kind of looking up every scenario of what I could do. I am going to be going in a direction to meet Riley at some point. However, I'm not there yet. It's a little early for that. So I didn't want to start heading that way. It was premature to do that. So when my parents called, I was really surprised, but at the same time, I'm kind of thinking that's what I'm gonna do. Also, before I get started too far on this deep dive, I am only down to 98%, so that is not bad at all. So herein lies my thoughts. Tomorrow, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see if there's anything I could do here. So if it's not rainy in the morning, I'm gonna try to go in and do a couple more things in this area. Maybe, we'll see. If it's raining, that might not work out. If it's not raining, I might be able to get in like one last adventure up here. I'm really sad that I'm not gonna do more, but I will be back because I have so many things on my list now. I found a really cool list of like free things that you can do in the state. I found tons of parks. Oh my gosh, so many parks, so many lakes here. I kind of want to hang out with my parents. This will be a great way for me to spend kind of a belated Father's Day with him and also just to kind of do something. And I love that they're getting out. Now, they're not getting out in their shuttle yet. They're not ready for that. So they're just going to be staying at a hotel and we'll just be doing some random things. But it's good that they're getting out and just like adventuring. And I really am excited about this. So anytime I get to hang out with them makes me happy. And there's a few things that I do kind of want to do in different parts of Missouri that I haven't yet. So this could kind of scratch that itch, move us around a little bit to some different places. I also have 2 friends in Missouri that I have been meaning to go and visit. Of course, my friend in Kansas City, we're going to follow up to see if he's any closer to getting his truck for travel or his SUV. My other friend that's actually from Texas has moved up to just north of Branson, so I think I'm going to check in with him also. We used to work together and he is just a delight. I love him so much. He's so fun. So maybe we'll get to do some adventures with Casey. I'm not sure. We'll see. I might have to like give him a ring and be like, hey. That could be really great. This is the year of my human connection, my connecting with people that are important to me. And so both of those things are something that are definitely high up on the docket. So not only could I hang out with my parents, but I could also do that. And there's a few places that I would definitely like to go that are newer. For example, they have a new fish hatchery and I've already been told that it's pretty phenomenal. So I'd like to go there. And then we have a few interesting things that we were talking about. So I just have to get through getting there, and it's not that big of a deal, but like that changes the trajectory of where my brain was already blown. So tonight I'm going to be doing some research. I'm going to be eating my little meal, and that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, I went ahead and put my PJs on, and I think my food is ready. It smells like it's ready, so we're going to see. I've been kind of researching a little bit, and I have some ideas. Collie suggested a couple things that she had seen, so I think I'm gonna definitely meet my parents. Smells delightful. Whatever I don't eat, I'll eat tomorrow. So have a plan now. I just have to get my life together and, well, figure out what route I want to take for sure. Whatever I do, it's probably gonna be raining. This is really good. Oh my goodness, last night was rough. I think I look like it was rough because guess what? It was rough. I had a semi that was parked over on this side, and I figured by the time that I got here that it was probably pulled in a little early, so it was probably going to leave pretty early in the night, and it did. And whenever it did, I heard it and I was like, okay, cool, the semi's leaving. I'm prepared for that. That happens because they only have a certain number of hours that they can drive each day, so that's kind of normal. However, at 2:30, I had moved my head down to this end because I have an ever so slight tilt, and that's the nice thing about my bed is I can lay that way or this way. So I had determined I was going to lay this way. So after I got oriented and everything to what was where in comparison to when I laid this way, I went to sleep, I was good, and then at 2:30 I heard what sounded like somebody hitting something with a baseball bat, like metal with a baseball bat. It was just like pat, 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 pat. And it was right over here where the other little van was parked. And I was like, why on earth would the little van make that noise? What is going on? Because I knew this guy had already left. So color me confused. I was super like, what is that? So I did what any logical person did, and I scurried my little self up and I peeked out my window and I saw nothing. Yeah, I was more confused then. So since I was then more confused, I was like, okay, is somebody on the other side of the van, and are they like trying to break in? Because there is a sidewalk from the main road that comes right up next to kind of where they are. So I thought, okay, that's scary. What is going on? So I look over and I'm looking, trying to see, and I see nothing. I look over at the van that's across the way thinking, okay, well maybe sound travels. Is something happening over there? Nothing. So I was really confused at 2:30 in the morning, woken out of a dead sleep. So then I think, okay, well maybe somebody pulled over here, even though that's not where the sound came from. So I look out this side cover, nothing's there. Not the truck, not another vehicle, literally nothing. The dumpsters are on this side over here, but clearly the business had been closed for hours. So that didn't logically make sense either. And so I laid back down and I was like, I don't know what's happening. Did I dream all of that? And then all of a sudden I heard bop, bop, bop again. And I was like, what on earth? And it didn't sound like it was like a gunshot or anything, but it sounded literally like what happens when a baseball bat, it's metal. And so I was thinking, okay, where is this coming from? I don't understand. I just don't. Then I listened again for the direction and it sounded more like it was coming from the building. I was like, is somebody breaking in? Are we gonna hear sirens? Are the cops gonna come? Again, all the things that you think at 2:30 in the morning when you're woken out of a dead sleep. Come to find out, it was a truck that had come for a delivery and he was banging on the door, literally with this metal baton to let somebody inside know he was there. At 2:30 in the morning. Not cool. Not cool, man. After I finally figured that out by peeking through every window numerous times before the logic brain of what is going on happened and I could see what was happening, I was not okay. So at 2:30 in the morning I was wide awake and I thought, okay, well let me just put on the sound of rain. That makes me go back to sleep. So I did that and it did not help. For like an hour and a half I was awake, just awake for no reason. And then finally I started to doze off, only to then wake up at 5 o'clock this morning because they dumped the trash. So last night was rough. And at 5 o'clock when they dumped the trash, at least that's kind of a familiar sound. So I was like, okay, I'll just try to doze back off. Parked right kind of under a tree, so I keep hearing the scraping sounds on my van of the tree. It's kind of harder to hear them on camera, but I'm hearing them even right now. So paranoia was real high last night. Love that for me. So needless to say, after yesterday and the difficult work day, after figuring out that I'm going to be changing courses, and after all of that, I am just pretty wiped out mentally. Normally on a day like today, after such a rough night, I would give myself a break and say, okay, today we're going to office because wow, but that's what I did yesterday. So we're not going to do that. The positive to this is now starting to sprinkle just a bit. Just ever so slightly. So that helps me make choices that were tough otherwise. Probably not going to stay around this area. I think I'm going to start my southern descent toward my location that I'm going to go to. So this morning I gotta get my life together. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know after all of that struggle bus yesterday what my morning looked like. Some mornings are peaceful, some mornings are great. Some mornings are absolutely spectacular. Some mornings are a baton hitting a door and a dumpster being dumped and screeching on your roof. Because as much as we would like to think that every day is roses and sunshine and beautiful fields, sometimes van life is also this. I'm going to enjoy hearing the rain for a few minutes though, because I love the sound of rain. With every pro, there's always a con, but with every con, there's always a positive that can come back and make you feel better. So I'm just looking for that, and I think I'm going to start off by treating myself kindly this morning. I'm going to take a little bit of extra time to do skincare. I'm going to sit here and not beat myself up over the rough night's sleep I had, because literally nothing I could do about it. And I'm going to think of all the fun things that I'm going to do when I go to Missouri. In the meantime, I have my course charted and I have a stop for us. So check out tomorrow, see where I end up. And maybe my eyes will open better. Who knows? We're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Good time means my eyes are gonna have to elevate just a bit. Till next time, guys. Bye.